What's going on, guys? KJ here. How's your day been going? Mine's been okay, I guess. I mean, got the new Street Fighter game coming out tomorrow. I'm probably not going to do a midnight release for it, but if I have enough space, I'll probably get a digital copy. But most likely, I'll get it physical. Just because I don't like I'm running out of memory on my Switch. I've downloaded like so many games. The only physical game I have right now is like 1-2 Switch, but every other game that I have is digitally downloaded. But anyway. So pretty much this is going to be the second real talk video of mine titled Bad Teachers. Now, I'm probably making a very bad prediction, but at the end of this video, you may be laughing your butts off because of all the crap I have to go through, or you're probably going to be sharing in the stress and rage due to the fact of all the stupid things that this teacher does. Now, the point of this real talk is this real talk video, I'm not trying to intentionally expose this teacher, but I just feel like, hey, we've all had that experience of having a bad teacher. I mean, why don't I share mine and then it can be interactive. You share yours, maybe you share strategies on how to deal with bad teachers, like, stuff like that. It is sort of a rant because I'm trying to go over all the crazy and bad stuff that she's done, making our class harder than it needs to be, but it's not intentionally mean. It's not intentionally like trying. I'm not trying to like put her down or say, oh, if you ever find this lady, beat her up or do something bad. No, I'm just saying, like, look, I've gone through a lot of crazy stuff in the last semester of my high school career, and I just want to share it with you guys. But with all that rambling out the way, because it's almost 2 minutes now, let's get right into my story. So, you know how when you're voice crack. Sorry, I forgot to have some water before I make these videos, but I'm gonna do my best. So, you know how when you're younger and sometimes you won't want to listen to what your peers or others are saying to you? Well, in my case, it's come back to bite me in the butt. When I was a junior, one of my friends who was a senior at the time told me about every senior having to take economics and government during their senior year because, it's a graduation requirement at my school. Both classes are only for 1 semester, and when you're finished with the first one, the other class replaces that period on your schedule. So, for example, I had economics period 7. When I was done with economics, I had government period 7. I still have government; it's not over yet, but you get the point. So, okay, I forgot to click on the right spot. Let me zoom back up. All right, sorry about that. And if my voice has a lot of voice cracks in this video and it makes you guys cringe or laugh or whatever you have any reaction to it, look, I'm really sorry. I just turned 17. I'm still growing up. I can't do anything about it. All right. But anyway, so yeah, like I said before, the new class replaces the old one. My friend said that while he enjoyed economics, he resented government, but not because of the class and subjects, but because of the teacher. But of course, I was in my own little world, so I didn't really listen to him. When I became a senior, I took economics and I did very well. My teacher, who my friend had as well, was nice, relatable, and had a good balance between having lectures and having notes. There's also something that you need to keep in mind for this video so you can understand the comparison between the economics teacher and the government teacher, and one of the main reasons why the government teacher's class was inefficient. So, whenever my economics teacher gave my class notes, he actually gave us time to copy it. And anything on the test was in the notes. So as long as you studied, you'd be fine. And if you wanted to take a picture of the notes, let's say you couldn't copy it all, just be like, hey, Mr. So-and-so, or whatever teacher you had, right? So my teacher, his first initial is Mr. B. So, well, the first letter of his last name is B. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say his real name, but I'm like, okay, Mr. B, can I take a picture of the note slide real quick? I take a picture, snap, 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 snap. I'm done with my business, right? I can write it down later. So, what's it called? Okay. So once I was finished with economics, it got replaced with government. Let me start off by saying that learning about my government isn't bad. I mean, I'll be moving to Canada after I graduate from college, most likely, but that doesn't matter as of right now. The first thing I see when I enter the government classroom on the first day are slots for cell phones. That already had me upset because 1, this was the only teacher in my entire schedule that did this, and 2, I barely go on my phone in school, especially not during class. I mean, I play video games, but that's way different. The only exceptions are if the teacher gives us a break, the activity requires the usage of a cell phone like that Remind app that a lot of schools have been doing, or maybe it's just my school. I don't know. My school does a whole bunch of pointless crap. And or if I need to take a picture of the notes so I can write them later, which of course, if it's going to be on the test, it's vital. So that's why I'm having my phone out. The first couple of days of government were spent playing stupid games revolving old info we learned in our previous classes. Sort of like if you ever took a class called U.S. History and Government, you would know certain things, right? But I didn't know because I didn't take U.S. History and Government in 11th grade like everyone else did at my school. Keep in mind, like I said before, I was a new student at the current school I go to. I came in 10th grade. I took a whole bunch of different classes in 9th grade. In 9th grade, back in my old school, I took Trig, Regents, like with the Regents, Chemistry with the Regents, U.S. History and Government with the Regents. Like I took all those classes. I mean, I failed the Trig Regents for the first time, but when June came around, I passed it because back in my old school, classes were only one semester because they're 75 minutes long. So you only had a class for half a year. Every class actually for half a year, so it was really great. So yeah, like I said before, I took U.S. History and Government in the 9th grade, so I remember jack, okay? So it really made the games boring because I really did not like being picked on. I honestly screwed over my group because I couldn't get the answers right, and it was just boring. Like it wasn't fun. Like I'll give you an example of one of the names, like Grudge Lizard. Pretty much, if you get an answer right, you have to throw a sticky lizard at the board, and where it lands, that's how many points you get. And then the person with the most amount of points wins. Now, some of you guys may be saying, "Oh, that's fun, that's fun, that's fun. Oh, let's play, yeah, woo." Okay, yeah, okay. Maybe you find games like that fun, but I'm more different than the average student. Let's just say that for now. But even if I could recall the info for the games, it was still boring. So I wouldn't have had fun either way. After that, we started taking notes. And at first I was thinking, okay, now we're taking notes. Maybe this class could be all right. Because I like taking notes more than doing other things. If I don't take notes for a really long period of time, I'm going to be upset or I may complain. Because when I write things down, that's how I remember it. Watching videos or looking at pictures or looking at online articles, if I'm not writing anything down, I'm going to forget it eventually because my life is filled with a whole bunch of stuff outside of that class, you know? So, but at first I was thinking, maybe this class will be okay because we're taking notes. Well, let me just tell you this now. I was dead wrong. Also, regarding the phone slots, if you don't put your phone in there, you're marked absent or cutting. I'm not entirely sure. But this happens even if you're in class. Like if you're not in class, that makes sense. But if you're in class and you forget to put your phone in there, let's just say maybe you're doing something and you're busy or you're writing something down, you get marked absent or cutting. So many students and parents are really ticked off with this teacher because she takes attendance based on phones, not on head count. Head count is how you're supposed to take attendance. That's how every other teacher does it. That's how you're supposed to do it. Why is attendance based on whose phone is in a slot? People want to hold on to their phones because trust me, every time I put my phone in that slot and I need to use it, I always forget that I put my phone in there. I'm like, where the heck did I put my phone? Like, like I'm thinking like someone stole it or I lost my phone. Like it gets me every time. So, yeah. And like some people may need their phones for an emergency. And then regarding the notes, she flips through the note slides so fast I can't even write half the stuff down. Now keep in mind I write more than the average student because I don't remember this stuff, so I have to write it down. It's vital. But even the stuff that I don't know that no one else knows, she doesn't give us enough time to write. And if we try to stop her, it just makes everything take even longer. So most of the people in the class don't even care anymore. There are even some people that I know that barely take any notes at all. Like if I check their notebook or if I ask, hey, did you get this? If she flips through a slide too fast, like they're like, no, I didn't get anything. I don't take any notes. Or I don't take any notes. Sorry, KJ. So yeah, so it's crazy. And I mean, it's not like I'm the only one hating on this class. Like, I'll make my opinions more known about it, but a lot of the students that are in the same class as me or in different periods hate the class too. They hate the teacher. They may not openly state their opinions, but if someone asks them, like, what do you think of this class? They're going to be like, oh, I fall asleep, or I hate this class, or this teacher's boring, I hate her. It's just same like me. I mean, I'll fall asleep, but I do hate the class. I do hate the teacher. Like, it's that bad. So... And then, because we don't have access to our phones until the end of the period, I can't take pictures of our note slides to write them down later. The periods at our school are middle school time, about 40 minutes long. So she ends the period around, giving us notes around between 3 to 5 minutes before the period ends. So she lets us get our phones, but she calls it by groups so no one goes up there. Because the way the classroom is organized, there's not enough space for everyone to go up and get their phone at the same time. Because it's like different rows of desks in the way and stuff. So it's like first row, second row, third row, fourth row. And she doesn't even remember which row she counts. Like, I'm like, write it down. You should have a calendar and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can put each, like, you could put what rows go first. And then every day she doesn't even forget. She forgets what note slide we're on. We constantly have to remind her. I'm like, seriously? If you want to teach us stuff, you should write down the number of the note slide. The note slides all have numbers. It's in chronological order. Write it down, right? But that doesn't. It's not really a pet peeve of mine. It's just dumb. Because if you think that if the teacher wants us to teach something so important, it's a graduation requirement, she'd be on her job. She'd be on her mark. She'd have all this stuff down packed. But I guess not. They probably hired the wrong person for the job. Anyway, but anyway, I can't take pictures of the note slides. So when it comes time to remember the things we learned for any test, there's so much stuff missing because she either didn't go over it or we didn't have a chance to copy it. So we forget about it. And then she does this stupid thing called popcorning. And no, it's not passing around popcorn, because if it was, I would enjoy this class. I probably would. But it pretty much means that if you're chosen to read something, you have to choose someone else to read when you're done. I hate this because I still consider myself a new student at this school because I came here in the 10th grade. So I don't know everyone, nor do I talk to everyone. But the only great thing about this is that no one regularly calls on me, but once people run out of options, they choose me. I don't get upset, but I do get annoyed because I hate reading in this class. I'd rather not blow up someone else's spot, and it just makes the class take longer than it needs to, this whole popcorning crap. And then this really bad teacher of mine makes us watch so many videos every day. I understand I may be the only one in that class that would rather take notes than watch videos, but it's just that we watch so much that I walk out of the class literally feeling brain dead every day. And because we have to watch the videos, it's hard for us to remember anything important because she doesn't tell us that the info in the videos is vital or not. Except for that one time we took notes for the political section, but that was it. We watched so many videos. The highest we watched is like maybe 5-6 videos a class. It's so boring. But I'm still not done. And this video is 12 minutes long, and I'm still not done. This horrible teacher gives us 50 question Castle Learnings every week for 10 weeks straight. 10 weeks. If you don't know what it is, Castle Learning is a site where you do assignments given by teachers and other stuff too. At first, you used to count the retry answers. Pretty much if you get the answer wrong the first time, but you get it right the second time, it's a retry. She used to count those as a part of the grade, but later on she didn't. And because of that, I got 60s on the last two. It's not entirely my fault because the stuff in the Castle Learning isn't in the notes. And the info I tried to look up online was very broad and still gave me the wrong answers. So although I got many retries right, she didn't want to count them. And that's why I did bad. And another thing she does is that she doesn't give enough assignments. So if you bomb a couple, you're already in jeopardy of failing. It's a good thing that this class is 2 quarters though, because 2 quarters is a semester. Because if it was only 1 quarter and you did bad, you would fail and then you wouldn't be able to graduate because you need to have passed economics and government in order to graduate. Another thing that this teacher does is that she'll just email your parents out of nowhere for the pettiest stuff. So she already emailed my parents twice regarding the 260s, around the 260 grades that I got on my Castle Learnings, 9 and 10, the final 2, right? And then recently, she gave us this long assignment to do with a deadline right around the corner. She gives it to us on Friday and expects us to have it done by Tuesday. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if you don't want to, if you really want to get it done, fine. But it's hard. I don't know a lot of the answers. A lot of the stuff is in stuff we've gone over, right? And if I got answers wrong in the assignment, she'd mark the paper up, making it sloppy. And then if she can't read the answer, she'll mark it up even more, regardless if it's wrong or right. So I answered the ones I knew, and I left the others blank. She still marked up my paper. I had a good reason for not completing the assignment though. I was celebrating my birthday over that weekend, and as I said before, why would I make the paper messier by having wrong answers? So because of that, she emails my parents again and doesn't tell me anything about it. I hate that. Normally, if the teacher calls you over and is like, okay, for example, they'll be like, KJ, you need to do your assignment, or KJ, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Why didn't you answer these questions? What's going on? But she doesn't say anything. She just emails your parents out of nowhere. And it's not just me. I talked to other people in the class, and they say she does the same thing to them. It's so bad that we can't even go up to her and ask her simple questions because she shuts us down every time, right? So like I said before, lots of the questions on the paper weren't in our notes, and there were so many answer choices. So of course I wouldn't be able to finish it. Luckily, one of my classmates gave me the correct answers for the ones I didn't do, so I could check mine and finish the assignment. But the point of all this is that she's literally making the government class way more harder than it needs to be. Because let's just go over it. Let me just sum it up for you if you skip the entire video and you want to understand what this video is about. She gets many, so first off, she makes the class harder than it needs to be. She gets many of her students in trouble over the smallest stuff and then doesn't even tell the student that she does it. She gives too little work so anyone can be in danger of failing if they do bad. And last but not least, her overall teaching methods and style are extremely ineffective for someone to try to get a proper education. Anyway, I'm done with ranting. I don't want to get any more angry. I just want to put this video out there, de-stress myself. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any similar or different experiences to mine and or you want to share advice or anything else, definitely be sure to comment down below. I really want to see how you all deal with bad teachers or maybe just adults in general. Or maybe you're an adult watching this and you may want to give strategies on how to deal with bad kids or other adults. Pretty much any comments of yours pertaining to this video and or something related could be helpful in some sort of way. But with all that being said, until next time, I'll see y'all later.